Today I'm going to be trying to figure out at least how to fix our reset logic here, so that we don't have to keep exiting the game and then reloading it just to try another, see if something breaks like that. So for right now, our pressing R cycles through our empty grid. We actually reset every index of our grid to be an empty table, and every table within that empty table to be an empty table. And then we give it the appropriate X and Y. We give it a members empty and an empty member instantiation. Okay. That's not good enough though, because so look, if we take a look here, so see how this is the same thing up here in our init. Let us so there's a way of going about this where we would basically just copy all this, and then when we press R we would say just do all that, as a way to try to recreate the game state that when we first boot it. So if we're looking at this and say it wouldn't populate these tester stones, but let's see if we place a couple stones then hit R. It gives us the ability to still do it. It's looking like that works. I just don't like using all of this again. I guess it's fine, because I mean, what the alternative is to move all this stuff into a function called default board settings or something. But then I'm worried that whenever we would add, I guess that's kind of true. Whenever we would add any variables to our init function, we would have to add it to our reset function, which is the whole reason the do not repeat yourself methodology is kind of... Okay, well let's try this. Let's try to do what we're going to try to do is move all this init stuff into a function called we're trying to run the function. We're trying to write a function and then just run it. I'm curious to take a look at any functions we've got. I don't know if you need this function call, or I guess this would, I don't know, this wouldn't be the function call per se. I don't know what that would be called. But basically, outside of our init, we would do something like this, where we would say a function called reset board takes in no arguments. Can I write a function just like that? let me just see if I can, for example, if we have this function called reset board that just swaps the color of our stones here in our tester state. That if, so we have this function here that'll overwrite the grid 1-1 members. Then here, if R is pressed, what if we, for right now, just say that none of this would actually work. But if R is pressed, then we would reset the board. Like that. Calling the function just like that. Let's see if that is legal. I haven't had too many opportunities to write, or not much experience to write functions. So I'm going to press R, and it worked. So it looks like we can just call our function just like that. So my idea is we move all of this board defaults out of our init, and instead we put it in this reset board function, and now what we can do is just in our init call the reset board. Now if we change any values or add any values, we don't have to update it in both the init and the R press. All we do is update it in our function here, and our function gets called upon starting the game and upon pressing R. There's that function again. So now let's see if we kind of reset the board with R now. Okay, pressing R, reset the board. Perfect. That was not working before, and now we've got it working, and we've got it expandable. And by expandable, I mean we don't have to repeat ourselves to add new variables to our init. So what's great now is we can kind of mute this, and then, well, let me see. Yeah, this is, see, we want this to be the whole thing, so maybe we do, instead of this, I don't know. No, I don't know, that should work. If we've got, see, we need the 3 dashes here. Now we can see, I want this whole thing to be collapsible. That's not happening. So maybe we take out, yeah. We're gonna have the tester stack for a while, I'm guessing. So let's just try to do a, what if we do a 1, 2, 3 here, with a ending here? No. this ends. Where does this end? Gosh, I don't get it. Why does this not want to collapse? It doesn't collapse the whole thing. I'm a little confused on that. Gosh, why is this so weird? I just want it to collapse. Really don't know. That's it. That's what I want. Why does that collapse the whole thing now? Okay, I want this one to be toggleable off because we don't always want the testers in there, and then I want this one to be collapsible. Nice. Okay, there we go. So we added this function called reset board. We call it upon the init, and we also call it upon the R being pressed, and now we have the board resetting, and it's much easier to look at now. Or much more pleasing to look at, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. That's easy enough. Fix reset grid we just did. Stone sound for dropping stones. Yeah. Why don't we go ahead and do that? Here in our sound effects. We want to play. Actually, that's kind of weird. Those aren't all our sound effects. Because right here we have the sounds play, or we have the stone sound play in our click detection, not just sound effects, but in our move type move. Yes, here if down is pressed here. Yeah, if down is pressed here, we need to play our stone sounds. Right? Let's see if we drop stones, if they are sound effecting now. Nice. Cool. So we've got that. This is joust. So we've got this. We need to remove left and right sounds if we're in a move type move. Yeah, so if that's the stone select sounds. Now that needs to only play if we're in a move type place. So we can do that instead. Under sound effects. Not up or down. We actually want, yeah, we want the, wait a second. Oh, the stone select. The stone select is what? The sound effects here. So we can just say here if we're, we can actually say here if move type is equal to place. That's the only way we can change our stone type. So we're going to move that. If move type is place, that's the only way we can move or change our stone select. So now we shouldn't play sounds when we click left or right in a move type move. Why are we... Oh, that was weird. Okay. We're in a move type move. Left and right no longer makes those sounds. Nice. Okay. So we fixed that. Let's just make sure our stone select still makes sounds. It does. For both players. Cool. Wish everything was that easy to implement, you know? Going through our list, knocking them out. That's like the third time I've done that. Attack notes. Okay. We did that. So wanted to program more today. I just let it get away from me, and now it's late, and now I don't have much energy. My fault completely. I'm not gonna... I can just feel my energy level not ready to do much more. Not trying to push it or make it a chore. Just trying to stay consistent with programming a bit every day. We added a reset board function today. We fixed a bug with our sound for our stone select. And we added a stone sound for dropping stones. Now, another thing I want to do is maybe add Slam, which is a library for playing sounds in Love 2D. It makes it so that you can play a sound. You can play the same sound playable before it has ended. So by default, if you listen to us try to place stones really fast, you won't hear the stone sound effect for each one. So listen. See, I placed that many stones and it was only 3 sound effects. So that's because by default Lua doesn't, or Love 2D rather, doesn't play a sound if it is already playing. So if it's already playing and then you click to play the sound, it won't buffer and add that. It just doesn't play it because it's already playing. So if we add this Slam library that I used on Joust, someone made that, and it allows more than one sound to be played at once, so that can solve that problem. It introduces like slightly different bugs, but none that really matter for, since this type of game is slower. We were getting a lot of problems in our Joust because there's so many different things going on with the different AI and everything, but this is based on the user input entirely, so it should be not as bad with bugs, and it'll sound more reliable if we add that sound library in. I'm gonna add everything to the staging area with a commit message saying we added stone drop sounds and reset grid function. Yeah. You know, it's not nothing. It's a little, not a huge commitment, but yeah, I shouldn't let it get this late before I program, because I'm like gonna fall asleep here. But we pushed it. We made a couple updates. We'll be back tomorrow with some bigger updates. Yeah, and hopefully we can start to really figure out to pick up stones once we've dropped them, which is a whole nother ordeal. But then we got to work on locking in our direction, and then it's close. It's close. The next hard part is going to be to do the pickup stones for grids with more than 5 occupants in it, which we'll have to make sure we include. But then, you know, we're chugging along. We're making good progress. Then we just have to figure out how to code the wind state and how to figure that out, which is gonna be fun. But I've never done something like that before. It's gonna be a little challenging, but we'll get to it. I'll see you guys tomorrow.